Boys,
Yes.
Roger Tuivasa-Sheck is on the verge of agreeing to a deal with Rebel Rugby Comp R360 on a deal worth close to $1 million.
Wow.
Is this His Royal Highness Mikey Tyndall?
Yeah. There's a quote here from Cam George. I raised it at a current CEO's meeting to ensure everyone's aware of the real and genuine Rugby360 concept. I'm aware of players that have been interviewed and engaged with. I'm aware of the significant financial opportunities that it could bring, particularly around the branding of the players as individuals.
Wow.
I needed to alert everyone so that they are across this and what it could bring in the next few years, because it's a real and genuine concept that is growing momentum and could be quite attractive to any number of players. My understanding is the financial windfalls are real and they are significant. I'm sure that the financial windfalls are far greater than anything we've ever seen before in rugby.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
We were just talking about this.
Yep, 100%. This is going to grow legs, unfortunately.
Kalen's going there.
Yep.
Kalen is going there.
Of course he is. Of course he's going there. Like, where else would he go? Like,
well, he's not,
as Beaver said earlier, he's not going to play Rugby New Zealand.
No, so, but how long is this? What did they say? 6 weeks? This 6 weeks tournament?
Yeah, it's a shorter version tournament around the world, F1 style.
It's an IPL for rugby.
Yep,
yes.
Correct.
That's all it is.
Correct.
Far out. This is like Super League-ish.
It is. We've seen this before, gents.
I'm going to the gym, mate. I'm coming back.
Are you coming back? The portal.
I'll tell you what. You know.
SBS fencing.
You know who'd be a target. Who'd be a target. The reigning Dalian medalist.
November 1 off contract.
Jahrome Hughes, he's joining us right after this on the run home with Joel and Fletch on the Joel and Fletch portal. Spinning like a top, leaving defenders in his wake, says Warren Smith. And I'm pleased to say, Brian, he's spinning like a top straight into the run home with Joel and Fletch. Jahrome Hughes, good afternoon to you.
Hey lads, how you going? Thanks for having me on.
Going good, Hughes. You're up and about. Where are you? I bet have you come off the golf course or something? You sound sprightly.
No, I am actually sitting in my car. I just had we had a full day and I just had a massage, so I'm just wiping the eyes and not one of your massages, Fletch.
No. What do you mean?
Massage.
What do you mean you're wiping your eyes? Do you get your eyes massaged?
Oh, just waking up. I'm just waking up. I like having a little. You know how you get the face prints on your forehead, and
yes.
I'm just waking up.
What did you get done? Your calves, your hemis, all
over?
Yeah,
calves, hemis, upper back.
Okay.
I tell you what, Jahrome, get used to wiping those eyes, mate, because that's going to quickly subside, Brian. I understand that he and partner Molly have got a little baby on the way. Is that right, Jahrome?
Yeah, that's right. Our first bub was due in November, so pretty exciting times. But I've heard that you get no sleep, so
yes, you won't be wiping the eyes.
I'm a big sleeping guy. So,
oh yes, oh goodness me. Oh well, it'll change your life. I'll change your life for the better.
Yeah, no, I can't wait.
You'll be coming a better. Now, I tell you what, I like. I like your podcast, your 167 potty, with you, Munster, and the great Pappenhausen. Who came up with this idea? I feel it's something that you were driving.
No, not really. We sort of spoke about it. I don't know, here and there for a couple of years. And to be honest, I wasn't really that keen. I'm not much of a talker. I don't really like doing the media stuff and all that sort of stuff. So I thought it would be, not my thing. But Pap sort of drove it, and Mun was keen. And probably the good thing about it, we just go in and just talk like we're talking. Normally. So it's a bit of fun, and if there's anything we need to cut out, we cut it out. So,
it's very good.
But other than that, it's just a good little chat that we catch up every week and get a few guests on here and there.
Have you ever been chipped, like his bellyache sort of said, hey, boys, come on, let's not do that, hey? Is there anything that you've been chipped on about the potty, the 167 podcast?
Not yet, actually.
No.
We give Bowser a bit of a... we throw a bit of shade at Bowser, but the good thing is he doesn't have any social media, so he doesn't see it. So
that's right.
I'm hoping his daughter or son doesn't tip him into any of it, because I reckon he will tell us to dumb down on it, I think.
Hughes, at the start of the year, we watched the Storm. Well, I watched the Storm doco, which was quite eye-opening.
Yeah.
And the fact that you see Craig Bellamy, how intense he is, even at training and on game day, but then it cuts to you blokes actually give him a lot of stick. Do you feel that that's part of the success you have at the Storm, is you've got a coach who is always intense, but then he can also switch off? And, I mean, you blokes are really mean to him.
Yeah. I say that to a lot of people, because only the people that don't really know him personally, all they see is him blowing up in the in the coach's box and spitting and swearing and doing all that sort of stuff. But what I'd tell him is he's actually a really good fella off the field, and he really cares about his players and their families, and he's really easy to talk to. I feel like you get some coaches that are just too intense. It's hard to talk to them, away from training and away from playing. So he's one of those guys where you can just catch up and have a beer with him in the off season. So he won't shout you, but at least he'll catch up with you.
Is he a tight ass?
Oh, very tight. For one of the richest guys I know, he's very tight. He doesn't take. I don't even know what his wallet or card looks like. He gets everyone else to pay for him.
Well, that's why he's so rich.
So when he's blowing up in the box, Brian, he's checking his shares, and the shares have gone down, and he's blowing. What is he actually blowing up about? So, I mean, obviously there's a lot of things you could blow up about as a coach, but mostly, Jahrome Hughes, what would you say that he's mostly blowing up about when he is?
Probably, it could be anything. He's so passionate about winning and success, and I guess he prides his team on doing the little things and the little efforts. So, there's probably too many of those things to blow up about, and I guess, he finds a lot of things to blow up about, but that's why he's such a good coach.
Jahrome, you as a halfback, obviously the reigning Dally M medalist, you've just, the last couple of years you have just been brilliant. But you weren't always a halfback, were you? So you came through, would you say, as a fullback?
Yeah, I was a fullback coming through.
Yep.
Played my under-20s there at Titans, and then played Q Cup there, and a couple of first-grade games with Titans and Cowboys, one each, and both played fullback. So, I was pretty much a fullback coming through.
So when you when Melbourne Storm said, right, we're going to give you a crack at halfback, how long did it take you to feel comfortable in that role? Or was it something that it just came naturally to you?
Nah, it took a little while. I think the first time I got put there was in 2019, I think, and I played fullback for most of the year, and then Paps was playing too well, so he kicked me out of my spot, and they sort of found another spot where I could play, and they said halfback, and I'm not really I wasn't a natural half, and I was more of a fullback just playing in the halves, and I guess that back into those final series, I wasn't. We had a good team, but I guess I just wasn't a good enough halfback to take us deep into the finals. And then once I knew in that preseason that Balzer was going to give me a chance to be that starting half in 2020, I got a good preseason under my belt, and I guess learned a lot about how to be a halfback. I didn't try to change my game too much, still try to keep to my strengths, but there was a few things I needed to learn, and all that kicking game sort of, defense is different there and at halfback then compared to fullback. And I sort of just learned that. I had a lot of help from the coaching staff and a few different players as well. So they really helped me get to where I am, I guess.
Now, when you're out in the field, are you, at the end of the day, do you have final say in the calls? I know you got Money outside, and you got Pappenhausen, and you got Harry, but if you want to go left and they're saying, no, we're going right, who makes the final decision?
Probably we try to work together as much as we can, but I think that's the strength of mine is being able to call and sort of control the team a little bit more than the others. And I guess when you got players like Martin and Harry and Paps as well, like they're just looking to attack. They're those players that they're better off not thinking about it. And I try to take the strain away from them thinking too much and letting them play their natural game. So I guess you can say me, but we all try to connect where we can.
Now, Money, I'm quite inquisitive about this because the signing of Lachlan Galvin to the Bulldogs, he's now in at halfback. And my argument to my colleague here, Joel Kane, is saying he's been a running 5'8" his whole career. He's been great. I wanted to know how different it is to becoming the man and being a halfback. You've said your sort of experience. Do you think 8 weeks or 10 weeks is enough for a player like Lockie Galvin? Do you think he could do it to become a halfback for the Dogs?
I feel like 5'8" and halfback are pretty similar these days, and I guess it's up to the system that they play in. I'm sure he's only young, but he's a really talented kid, and I'm sure if they get enough training into him and figure out how they want to play, I'm sure they'll be fine. So it's pretty tough. I think Sexton was going really well, and it's quite a tough situation they're in, but you'd rather have a lot of good players than not enough good players, so they're in a pretty good position.
As you are, Jahrome, you are off contract on November 1.
Oh, cha-ching, play the cha-ching thing. There we go.
And probably the number one commodity on the market, Brian, November 1. Where are we at, Jahrome? Are we close to doing something, or what's the latest there?
Yeah, I'm pretty keen to stay where I am, and hopefully we can get something done really soon. I know there's been chats about going to the market, and obviously the Perth Bears are coming in the next couple of years. But no, I love it down here in Melbourne. I love the club, and they've done so much for me. They're pretty much, I wouldn't be where I am without the club. So hopefully they're still keen to keep me, but if not, then I don't know. See how we go.
Yeah, I think you'll be okay.
Hey, Jahrome, we've had today Stephen Beaver Donald, who's a former All Black champion, and he is a World Cup winner. The Beaver, yep. And he was talking about this renegade rugby competition. Mike Tyndall is leading that up. And then the next hour or so, you hear about Roger Tuivasa-Sheck may be linked. Are you and the players aware of this movement?
No. I sort of heard about it, but I don't know what it is. So is it a...
Good.
It's a rugby comp, but where is it?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Joe.
Yeah,
don't worry about it. Is that enough?
Just sign with the store, mate.
No, Hughesy, you need to know this. You need to tell your manager this. It's a 6-week, or they're saying 6 to 8 week competition, and it's going to be played.
Put your stomach away for starters.
It's going to be played March to April. March to... No, I'm allowed to... I'm doing the best for Hughesy. They're trying to cut us off
we're
here.
Team Rugby League here,
I know
mate.
I'm Team Rugby League, but I'm going to get Jahrome more money.
Okay.
Anyway, as Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, they're saying, is about to announce he's about to go and play in this rebel competition. Thoughts on this, Hughesy?
Well, it sounds pretty good. What you said about it sounds like a short comp and a lot of money. Is that correct?
Basically,
correct.
So it's like an IPL. It's like the Premier League, Indian Premier League in cricket. 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Would you be open to doing this at the end of the season, but then going back to the Storm?
Matt Tripp's calling me saying, "Can you shut this bloke up?"
Doing both. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I want you doing both.
Yeah, it'd be good for the financial side, but
that's what you and your baby coming
out. I'm happy. True, my wife might be listening.
Yes.
She might be keen.
Molly,
we might be having
living
a chat
in the
later.
south of France.
Hey, Jahrome, like you are starting a young family. You've done so much for the Melbourne Storm, but in 10 years' time, where's home? Like, where is it? Back to the Gold Coast, or is Molly a Melbourneian? Or
nah, back to the Gold Coast. I've dragged my wife around for my playing career enough, so. She's from the Gold Coast. She loves that sort of lifestyle. So, for her sacrifices, I'm happy to move back to the Gold
You're a good
Coast.
man. And you know what? Apparently, Kieran Foran's retiring.
Yep.
And I know DCE is definitely not going there. So they've got a lot of money.
Right.
So they'd be
Matt Tripp, stop ringing me, please.
They'd be looking for a halfback. I'm just doing the best for the players.
Fletch, I might need you to be my manager.
I can do that easy for you.
You've got the good ideas.
I can take you to all sorts of massage joints.
Name, image, likeness, Brian.
1% though, 1%.
I'm happy with 1%.
I'll take 1%.
1% were you about to sign? Oh, goodness me.
Just quickly on your mates. So you do the 167 podcast. We'll give that a plug. And it is with, let's start with Munster. How's he going, mate? I'm sure you're very proud of what he achieved with State of Origin, but above all of that, he's had a very turbulent time, tough time. He and his family, of course, Steve, who I'm not sure how well you knew Steve, or if you knew him, I'm sure you did. Just very tragic. How's he going, mate?
Yeah, he's going good, mate. He's been, through it the last couple of weeks, and Stevie Boy was a great guy. He was always in and around, the playing group, and really loved the Bear, really loved getting around the boys, and I guess that's what makes it super sad. He was well known and well loved, and it was really tragic. And to see what Mun was able to do, after what happened, and being able to play, and for Queensland to get up for him, and I was saying on the potty before that, seeing him after the game, after they won it, and he just broke down. It made me emotional, and.
Yeah.
I was really proud of him, and I know everyone was, and I know his dad would have been proud. So, he had a great series, and he's back at training now too. He had his first day here today, and he looks the same. So obviously he's probably doing it pretty tough underneath, but he's not showing it, and we're all here for him. So we're happy that he's back with us.
Hey, Jahrome, probably one of the things that's made me most proud about our game rugby league, and we call the Origins here at SEN, and here come the Queenslanders, and out they come. It's Accor Stadium, it's New South Wales Home's turf, and I'm waiting for the big boos. But Cameron Munster leads them out, and because of obviously the week he's had, the humanity and the humility of the rugby league fans, whether they're Blues, Queenslands or neutral, the boos that should be there in a decider, they weren't there. I think everyone recognised that.
But it's only a game, sure.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That's what I'm proud about, Brian.
Yeah.
That it is only a game, and people saw above that.
Yep.
It was quite a moving thing, Fletch.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it wasn't until you mentioned it.
Yeah.
But as we just said, this was a tragic loss of life for one of our stars of the game. So everyone, anyone who knows Cameron Munster know what a terrific bloke he is. So
the response was really, really good.
Yeah, no, it was good. So
I thought everyone really rallied around. Even you see it in the media, even the New South Wales boys, send their condolences to Munn, and I know Munn received a few messages after. You think Origin, the boys are about to go at it at Game 3. There would be no love, but Munn said there was definitely a lot of love. So that just shows how good the rugby league community is.
Well, Jahrome Hughes, the good news for you don't love this media stuff, but the interview is just about over. The bad news is, mate, you're very good at it. So we're going to probably keep asking you. Jahrome Hughes, thank you so much for joining the Run Home with Joel and Fletch. You're going to be hard to beat come the end of the year, and we look forward to watching this, don't we, Brian?
Yeah, and Jahrome, I just saw a house for sale at Hedges Avenue up there at the Gold Coast. So you will be able to afford that, my friend.
Matt Tripp, stop calling. Mate, well done, Jahrome. Thank you, mate. We appreciate you joining the Run Home with Joel and Fletch.
Thanks, lad.
See you, Hughesy.
Let's go to our man, 25 tests for the All Blacks, the 2011 World Cup winner, the Ranfurly Shield holder with Waikato, Brian. We're talking about the great man, Stephen Rex Donald. Welcome back to the Run Home with Joel and Fletch.
G'day, guys. How are we?
Oh, we are. I miss this voice, Beef. Where have you been? What's been going on? And how much damage did you do in Bermuda?
Look, I had a hell of a time in the Caribbean, Fletch. But no, apart from that, I've just finished coaching my girls' under sixes team for another victory. So apart from that, mate, bit of footy with the TV over here, and that's my gig at the moment.
So I heard a whisper you're doing a podcast.
I am with former friend of the show as well, Curse. We've done a Rugby Weekly podcast at the moment called The Aftermatch. Pretty busy at the moment, Fletch.
So let's go back to this coaching opportunity that you have, Beef. So you're coaching the under six girls. Is this rugby, is it?
Yes, rugby, which is essentially ripper. We've had the tags and that. So it's been great for my personal development, understanding that 6-year-olds need water every 2 seconds, apparently.
Fixes injuries too.
And put in charge. Yeah, and a lot of injuries.
Hey, Beef, just on that, right, so I'll drive to work on a Sunday, and there is just field after field after field of young girls playing rugby league primarily here, but is the young women's game flying over there also?
Yeah, it's huge. We play all the games get played on a Wednesday night in our province, and there's just hundreds and hundreds of them, and
wow.
they're continuing to extend the age that they play in the ripper, just because not everyone wants to play tackle, but keep them in the game, be it rugby or rugby league, and it's great.
Now, Beef, we've got a couple of huge games coming up. The British and Irish Lions Tour is here. Are you, honestly, don't sugarcoat it, are we a chance in any of these tests?
Well, Fletch, from a personal point of view, you have to be, because I went pretty big about 3 or 4 months ago and said Wallabies will win, and the Northern Hemisphere are quite sensitive if you say anything derogatory about them. So I got clickbaited and ridiculed for mine. But look, I give the Wallabies a big chance. Yep, the 10 position is a bit of a glaring mismatch, to be fair, whichever way they go, because their boy Finn Russell is as good as any right now. But I don't know if they can negate that, and Donaldson and Liner and James O'Connor can do their job, then I give the Wallabies a massive chance. But, geez, it's that first one, Fletch. They've got to get that first one somehow, the Wallabies.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah. Is it? So, Beef, no one can give me a straight answer. We asked, I think I asked Max Jorgensen this question. What is the difference between Northern and Southern Hemisphere rugby?
Well, traditionally, they play as boring as anything, kick everything, just want to set piece you. But in all fairness to the British and Irish Lions so far, they've actually flipped the script and they're playing brilliantly on counter-attack and what have you. But where I'd say the big difference is be it the Wallabies forwards, the All Blacks forwards, we have the ability to play. The skill level is pretty high amongst the forwards in this part of the world, and that's usually our point of difference. And our back players, but as I say, the Lions have put together a pretty compelling back line, but I still give the Wallabies a big chance as long as they can. They'll hold them up front. Usually they'd come down and sort of laugh at the Wallabies pack, but I think the Wallabies pack will be fine, and it'll just be a matter of whether they can contain it, and whoever's in the 10 jersey can get the Wallabies around the park.
Chatting with World Cup winner Stephen the Beaver Donald. Now, Beav, with this tour, right, so we're very fired up about it, of course. Wallabies will take on the British and Irish Lions, and we're despised outsiders. But then I understand they'll take on the All Blacks, is that right? So if you're a British and Irish Lions player, is the modus operandi really to go and beat the All Blacks? Is that what their thoughts would be?
Oh, it's at different times, isn't it? When do they?
No, they're not for another. Yeah, you only get them every 12 years. So I think we're 8 years away now.
Right. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're not hitting both of us.
No.
Right.
So they're 4 years difference. No. That's right.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So every 4 years.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. So the Kiwis then typically, who are you going for? Are you going for us, or are you going for the British and Irish Lions? Most Kiwis, who are they supporting?
The way that the rugby world is, we're all in on the Wallabies, mate. We would love the Wallabies to get us. Yeah.
That's bullshit, Beef. You know as well as I do. You're lying.
I can assure you, I'm all in. I'm all in.
Beef, what about the Kalen Ponga news that just broke during the week? We don't know whether it's to bump up his price. We don't know whether what's going on. But tell me this: if he does go to New Zealand Rugby Union, is he a better chance than his predecessors, Benji, All Up, Roger?
Yes, he is, because of the way he plays and the style he plays. However, and you guys will know more than me about this, but if his motives are money, then New Zealand Rugby is not where he'll be going. He'll be going to Japan or France.
Okay.
He'll only be coming here, and obviously there's the big chat at the start of the year, but he was actually sounding out a few super teams over here. But look, even if New Zealand Rugby tops it up, there's no way he's going to get what he's getting at the Knights right now. But if he wants to go get a big payday in Japan, he'll find that money in Japan, but he won't find it in New Zealand. So if he comes here, it'll be strictly because he wants to be an All Black.
Yeah. Okay, Beef, that is good insight too, by the way. Now, former Lion Mike Tindall.
Of the Royal Family.
Of the Royal Family fame. There's this talk about, for those who follow rugby league, it's kind of like, it feels like a Super League thing brewing behind the scenes. For those who know nothing about it, which includes myself, Beef, what's happening here with Mike Tindall and this renegade rugby competition?
Yeah, from what I can understand, I know that the easy comparison, I guess, is the back in the day, the Super League ARL side of things, but it's almost a combination too, Sugar, of IPL. Because from what I understand, it's a sort of 12-week commitment.
Yep.
But the money that they're talking, and I'm only going off a few of the lads who are still in the game, the money that they're talking is what Kalen Ponga is talking about walking away from in Newcastle, but for 12 weeks. That's the sort of
wow.
contracts that are being floated about, and obviously anything to do with Saudi, there's going to be a bankroller.
Well, it's funny. It's funny you say that because there's been whispers Saudi money. It was going to be a hybrid game of 6 weeks.
Yep.
Rugby league, rugby union players. I heard a figure of around $2 million per player for 6 weeks.
Wow.
Outside of the season, outside of the grand final. Imagine that if they said to Nathan Cleary or Pappenhausen, they said, "Here's $2 million for 6 weeks in your day off, in your weeks off."
Yep.
That would be very, very tempting.
Would Volandis try and put a stop to that, or do you then risk losing them for good?
Oh, I don't know. I think he would try and jump in and get a piece of the pie somehow.
Yeah, wow.
But that would be, wouldn't that be an awesome, I mean, getting rugby union and rugby league, the top, maybe they could do a nines format, a hybrid game, or a 10, I don't know, but I'd tune in. That would be awesome.
Hey, Beef, we've got to run. We've got to run. Sorry, mate. We appreciate that. And apparently the Saudis are also chasing this big hit on Spotify, Brian.
Oh, yeah, I've heard it's gone viral.
Yeah, it's gone viral.
Hit me, please, Buckets.
And to give these...
Oh, no.
Oh, Buckets.
Oh, we've lost it. You only had one chance. Here we go. Oh, no. Have you, hey, Beef, have you ever sung this in the pub after the Masked Singer?
Well, pretty Masked Singer. I used to sing it in the pub all the time because it's a classic when you're on the piss, but no, not lately.
Who does sing it?
I don't know, Beef. Who
I
does sing
don't know.
it? Who's the original artist?
Jordan Luck. Jordan Luck.
Jordan Luck.
Yeah. We're out of Jordan Luck right now because we need to let you go. Good on you, Beef. Thank you so much, mate. It's great to catch up. And
Good on
please
you, Beef.
give Kirst our best and all the best for the podcast too, which is called The Aftermatch with Beef and Kirst. Good on you, mate. Thank you.
Good, guys.
See ya.
You've been talking about your Wacky Team Wednesday, which has a French flavour today.
Yes.
Well, today we've got a bit more European to spice this day up, Brian, haven't we?
Oh, we haven't. It's not little.
No, it's not little. Very tricky 10 out, wouldn't you say?
Oh, 6'4".
Yep.
I could see him playing left arm carry, right arm fend.
Yes.
Couldn't get near him. Stephen Crichton-like, I would say.
Oh, 100%. And now the best contributor, which may be our man who's about to join us, Signaboost Power Bank and a Port West pack valued at over $150, including a jacket, polo and beanie. Now, Brian, all the way from Germany.
Yes.
We say a big Dankeschön to Jonas Baer Hoffman, who joins us. G'day, Jonas.
Good day, gentlemen.
Is it Jonas or Jonas?
Jonas, if
Jonas.
you really want to go.
Yeah,
there.
okay.
I'll listen to anything.
No, that's fine. All right, tell us why you are in our country.
In your country, in your beautiful country. I'm fleeing German summer. No, just joking. No, we've partnered, like I work for a company called One Team, and we've partnered with the RLPA to basically help them maximize the opportunities commercially for their players around name, image, likeness, player property. We're a US business originally, working for NFL players, MLB players, a variety of soccer codes in the US, as well as the WNBPA. And anything across licensing, group sponsorship, venture opportunities, content, etc.
Have you had a look at our regulations around our salary cap and third-party agreements?
A little bit, but not to the degree that you might want to quiz me on.
No, I don't. What I mean is, the first I ever heard of NIL, the name, image, likeness, was when it sort of blew up in America in the collegiate games. But it's been going on for a long time. Like NFL.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the origin story really around this stuff from a collective basis is back in the early 70s. The baseball players were the first ones. The union for the baseball players started aggregating those rights, go to players, and basically say, look, give us a mandate to represent those rights for you whenever a group of you is concerned in a given product. And so the first thing that really happened was trading cards. And then technology evolved, and now you got computer games. A few years ago, you have this massive boom of NFTs. But whenever basically, in most contexts, 3 or more players are used at the same time or in a product line, then the license of the player association kicks in. Whenever a player wants to do something individually, completely up to them, they can do whatever they want. But in the group context, the PAs manage that, and we're basically their commercial arm to help them with that.
In the NFL, can you tell me this? I heard that every jumper that's sold for the NFL, it all goes into like merchandise, goes into a pool, and the players share that. Is that sort of correct? Or
so the way that it would work in North America typically is that most of these products are what we call dual license, which means the brand, let's say in this case, a Fanatics or whatever,
Yeah.
goes to the league and says, I'm going to make a deal with you to use team colors, team crest, NFL
Yes.
logo, whatever. And then I'm going to go to one team or the player association and say, I need a license to use the player name, image, and likeness.
Got you.
And so the moment there is a name on the back of the jersey,
Yes.
50-50 essentially,
Okay,
split
so then
between
that-
league and the players.
That was my question. So as soon as the name goes on, because at the moment you probably would be aware we don't have that yet.
Yeah,
Not in rugby league terminology,
Yes.
NRL. In the State of Origin we do. So do you see in the foreseeable future, for example, Tedesco, who plays for the Roosters, he will get a clip he will get an urn out of every jumper sold with Tedesco written on the back?
Yeah, that would be basically
That's
the
the goal.
model.
Yeah.
And I do think there is, culture around every sport, every
Yep.
country is a bit different, understand that. But in principle, there's obviously massive upsides to have names on the backs of jerseys, right? In terms of fan appeal and recognizability. You want to enter new markets. Obviously, start to play in Vegas. People don't necessarily immediately recognize the players if they're not following the sport so closely. So having a name on the back is actually also a thing for just building familiarity and understanding the game better. But yes, the moment the name's on the back, then in theory the player would participate in
Do
that
you
value.
think when you first heard that we don't have names on our back that we are behind the times? Be honest.
Maybe.
Yes. Say it yeah.
But look, I obviously also growing up in Europe, I know that most of rugby, also rugby union doesn't have names on the backs
No.
of jerseys oftentimes. And I get it, right? Code of ultimate team sports and all of that. But in this day and age, part of our tagline for one team is welcome to the athlete era,
Yeah.
where the name on the back of the
Yeah.
jersey maybe becomes a little bit more important than sometimes the name on the front. And, that's where consumer behavior goes. That's where fans go. They follow the individual stories and the personalities and who these people are. They want to be close to them. And so, yeah, it's a big thing. I think it's just upside for the game to go there.
So, Jonas, you're out here with the RLPA.
Yep.
How long have you been out here, and how far into your journey are you with the RLPA and what you're hoping to achieve?
Yeah, so I'm still on jet lag.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Arrived literally last night.
Oh, right.
And only out here until the end of the week. So we have a good 3 days going
Yes.
through meetings. We started partnering with the RLPA in December.
Yes.
So working through strategy, building in some of the key blocks around, the licensing program and how we can help there, sponsorship strategy, content, different opportunities that the players we believe have. Hopefully international strategy, the crossover into North America, playing in Vegas. Now some of the NFL teams coming, granted, to Melbourne, but they're coming into your country. What opportunities do we have there to pair them up, do crossover opportunities for them, bring those two codes maybe together a little bit? So yeah, we're still early, we're building. But I will say that in comparison to many other player associations around the world, the RLPA actually is in a very strong position.
Yeah.
They've done great work through the bargaining process and player education and understanding the value of this. And to be fair, they're quite innovative bunch. I've worked in the International Player Association world for 20 years, so I know most of the people who do this. And they have quite an entrepreneurial approach to this and a confident approach to this. So I think the players are actually in a really good spot to do more. And what's important, obviously players, clubs, leagues sometimes don't necessarily have 100% the same interest here, but overall in this commercial part of the world, when it comes to the relationship between the PAs and the leagues, the collaboration actually drives value both ways. Because the vast majority of the products and the vast majority of opportunities, once you want to work with the players, you most likely are going to want to work with the clubs and the leagues as well. So we've seen that when we grew these programs in the US for sort of the smaller PAs especially, the leagues benefited massively from it as well. So it's not a confrontational thing, actually.
Have you set meetings up with Peter V'landys and the NRL yet? Have you?
We'll do that through Clint, right?
Okay. Have you heard about Peter's meetings?
We've met in Vegas.
Yes.
I was introduced to him, and look,
how was he? How was he?
Friendly.
Was he friendly?
friendly. Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering because we know him and Clinton have had a bit of toing and froing over the years.
Look, like I said, I've been in the Player Association work for a long time. I was heading up the global umbrella organization of all the football PAs, 70 countries, like facing up with the FIFA and the clubs association, the league associations globally. Those relationships sometimes get a bit testy.
Yeah.
But I think as long as respect and ultimately the vision of how to grow the game remains, it's okay. You get past those little quarrels.
Tell me this, Patrick Mahomes. how much money would he be earning from his name, image, likeness out of his, not including his salary from the contract from the Chiefs?
That's very different, right? Because what we do is we do only the collective stuff.
Okay.
So for him to appear in Madden,
Yes.
that's a license that comes through the NFL Players Association. But then all of his private stuff that he does with individual sponsors or his own apparel, etc., that's on
nothing-
him.
Okay.
We're not touching that because
Right.
we want him to be able to do whatever
Yes.
he wants to do to maximize his career earnings and develop his brand, right? So we're doing the collective stuff, and that usually goes into a pool, and the players amongst each other decide how they split that up and share that
Right.
back into the group.
Okay.
Jonas, can I ask you this? So, being an independent, so from Germany, what do you make of the Australian play into Vegas? Do you like the play, or is it a little bit too ambitious? What's your general thoughts about it?
I love it.
You love it?
I love it because I
Yeah.
think it's the you have to be a bit audacious. you know?
Yes.
I mean, I think if you're a sport that has so much potential, but also a lot of water around this beautiful island here,
Yes.
I think you want to stretch out. I think it's a sport that once more of the sports fans in the US get exposed to it, understand it a little bit better, I think it will be very appealing to them. I mean, it's very fast, it's very hard hitting, it's still I'm sure it's a difficult sport to play at a very high level. Like you guys did.
That was all right.
But you can watch
Wasn't
it
too
and you
hard.
can pretty quickly find the feel for it, right? You can understand what happens on the field, which in not all of the sports is necessarily the case. So I think it has huge opportunity. I think it's important that that there's innovation and that they try this stuff. And I was out there in Vegas earlier this year, and it was frankly one of my first games that I've seen live.
What did you think? What was your first? Now, be honest.
No, it's amazing.
Really?
I think part of
Is
what
it confusing? Is it a hard game to learn?
No. Like I was surprised. It was actually, I thought I got it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And I mean, the athleticism is incredible.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and the high impact. And obviously the difference to most North American sports is that they're very interrupted, right?
Yes.
Like you watch the NBA and there's a ton of timeouts. You watch the NFL and there's constant interruption of game and all of that. Whereas this is like constant impact, constant pace and intensity. That's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
So I think it's great. Like we obviously we're here to help if they want to build that up over the next few years. I think there's a lot of great stuff that can still be done around it. Connecting it, especially also back to sports that are a little bit more established over there. And frankly, not just on the men's side, right? Like huge boom of women's sports in the United States. The WNBPA, who we represent the players there, that's going through the roof over the last few years. And there's so much mutual respect between athletes, right? Even if they may have never played that sport or have not grown up with that sport, but they understand what elite athleticism is.
Yes.
And they'll love it once they get exposed to it.
Are you aware the rules around our salary cap? Like, it seems to me our salary cap is much more stricter than any other sport. Like, we're pretty line in the sand. To get a third party, the company that you're dealing with can't be, it's got to be at arm's length from the club, can't be a sponsor and all that sort of stuff. Where over in America, it seems a bit wishy-washy. Is that a fair comment?
Well, there's these differences between hard caps and soft caps, which have all kinds of exceptions, and each league operates at a little bit different. Baseball doesn't have a salary cap, right? Like they have actually an open market system.
What's the NFL? What's the NFL have a? Do they have a salary cap?
Yeah.
But what's theirs?
Well, there's a ton of detail
Yeah,
around it,
gotcha.
but there's different exceptions for different players and how long they've been in the league and all of this stuff. Look, I obviously haven't worked in football for so long. You come from the transfer system environment, and you've had plenty of clubs who are trying to suggest we should have a salary cap on top of a transfer system, and you're like, that's not gonna go so well.
No.
And the players are gonna get really screwed, to be honest, in that system. Look, I think there's a very different reality also for you guys here in having a closed league.
Yeah.
And you have essentially one major market. Yes, I know England still a good league, but you're clearly the number one, right? Oftentimes salary cap systems, if you're not the elite market that everybody wants to go through, pretty difficult, right? Because you're basically preventing access of talent.
Yep.
Look, I think as the game grows, you wanna liberate, I think, some of this stuff, right? And there is still lots of potential for this sport to do more. But I'm not going to get in the middle of the CPA conversation.
Jonas, can I ask you this? So you've come out here. Is there a number one item on your list, or is it kind of a fact-finding mission this time around?
No, it's like we've taken quite a good look, I think, over the last few months in terms of what's the status quo.
Yeah.
And some of it is great, right? Like, I mean, the growth of trading cards over here is a really good thing. I think there's more that can be done. Yeah, it's developing really well. Obviously, what's a shame is that at the moment, investment in computer games hasn't been as good as it could be, right? And these games are just super expensive in the simulation category. So a lot of the big studios like an EA or Konami, they're maybe hesitant to get into rugby league just because maybe there's not enough of a population, right? Like
we've got our new one launched tomorrow, actually.
Exactly. So hopefully that goes great, and then there is obviously mobile game opportunities and other things that you can play into it. But no, like we're working through quite a few ideas that can be quite exciting, and especially to just create connectivity to fans, right?
Yeah.
To get more opportunities to engage between the people who love this game and the athletes that they love the most.
Jonas, why did just going back to American college sport, why did it take so long for them to benefit from their own name, image, likeness?
Yeah, I mean, I put my union hat back on. I put myself in the Clint Newton shoes. I mean, look, college sports has always been an incredibly restrictive system for athletes, right? Like,
why is that? Was it because the schools didn't want it? What?
Yeah, I mean, they had this concept of student athletes, which means sort of forced amateurism, while actually these conferences and schools were making hundreds of millions and more of dollars. You can have an argument about the value of the education that the athletes get in return, but if you look at the most revenue-driving sports, it obviously completely pales in comparison to the value that these athletes generate. And there is still a lot of that restriction there, right? Because you could there's plenty of court cases and legal action about recognizing them as workers, giving them the right to form a player association, collectively bargain their conditions and all of that.
Right. So they don't have a players union?
No. That is all still restricted. And so the freeing up of NIL was basically this first move towards recognizing the commercial contribution that they make to the ecosystem of college sports.
Yeah.
And it's now obviously it's blown up in like a proportion that probably very few people saw coming.
Like how much is the top? What would the Heisman winner get?
Oh, millions.
Millions?
Yeah.
Like before getting to the NFL, they'd already be getting millions. So the number one seed this year was
Tourist.
Was it Cam? Who's the number one seed? Ashton Genty. He would have been the number one paid NFL player, apparently. That's great insight. Who was the player who, was it Johnny Football? Untold, was it Johnny Manziel?
Yeah.
So he was kind of the case that blew it all up. This is a guy who was
He was signing the balls.
Yes.
And he was getting an earn, and they came over the top and says no.
Yeah. Well, there was all kinds of restrictions, right? Like there were guys who took $10 for an autograph and they got banned.
Yes.
Like, your coach is making $5 million a year, and you're the guy actually on the field, and you can't earn a buck. Obviously that was a bit of an archaic system. I think there's still plenty of work to be done to give these athletes the proper protections that they deserve beyond the NIL stuff. But it's a completely evolving system at the moment. I'm sure it's going to look very different in a few years' time.
Folks, we've been very lucky. Straight off the plane, we've been catching up with Jonas Baer Hoffman, who is doing some work with the RLPA. And one team he's representing tied up with the RLPA, talking about NIL, which is name, image, likeness. Jonas Baer Hoffman, I just want to kind of say this. I kind of really need to say this. Great late Max. Box, Max. Box, Max.
He looks like Max Verstappen.
No, he sounds like Max Verstappen.
Does he?
Yeah.
But he's isn't he a Dutchie?
Yeah, he still sounds like him.
I worked for a long time in the Netherlands.
Did you now?
FIFA was based in the Netherlands.
Yeah, you're a good man, Jonas. Mate, all the best. Thank you for... It's
Jonas.
a long way out here.
Good on you, mate.
You've absolutely nailed it. We appreciate it. And thank you for joining the Run Home with Joel and Fletch. We look forward to the next time. The Tourist, very sadly, is departing us tomorrow, folks.
How long for, Turi, did you say?
How long for?
4
months. A month.
4 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost a month.
Will you take your Metro hat with you, Tourist?
No, I've packed my hats already. This isn't one of the one making
So
the
Metro didn't make the cut?
Nah, I didn't make the cut.
Okay.
Do you buy one of those rank things for around your neck, those neck pillows?
Oh, no, I already own one.
Yeah.
I own one, yeah. I've had mine one since I moved over here. Use it every single flight.
You know what I find? You flick it around.
Other way around.
Yeah, other way around.
You,
so it buzz.
Oh.
So it goes under your Gregory.
Keeps your neck.
So you're like that.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, it's good. It keeps comfier.
Wow.
I had an idea that I wanted to make a blow-up thing. I always had the idea. So you put it in the seat in front of you, and I saw it, it's on the internet now. You can do it. So you blow it up.
What do you mean?
So It's like a massage table. You know how you know when you got a massage table and you just put your lemon
hole.
spread?
Yeah.
You like putting things in holes. Yeah. You have the sausage rod.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You're putting the
So
sausage through the hole.
it's a blow up.
Yeah, glory.
And it wedges between the seat in front of you
Yes.
and you. And there's a hole in it so your face can breathe.
Dear Liza.
So it's a blow up. It's just the top of the massage table.
Yeah.
Conveniently, so you can just go buzz.
So sleep there, dear Brian,
Yeah,
dear Brian.
Because you know how sometimes you want to use the tray table.
Yeah.
So the tray table is out, and it sits on the tray table, but then wedges in the seat in front of you. But there's a hole cut out, and so you can put. You know where I'm going?
Yeah,
with this?
I know 100% where you're going.
Yeah.
So you just sort of lean into it.
So I came up with that idea, and then I find on Instagram someone's already done it.
But you've never seen somebody do it, have you?
No, theirs was similar, but not as good as mine. Theirs wasn't a blow up.
What was theirs?
It was like
Just
the same sort of fabric as the neck pillow.
like a beanbag.
but it was-
Yeah, like a beanbag.
Yeah, but it was quite an arduous task, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
they
Like, whereas
it's a
yours is
carry-on.
just like, psh,
Carry on.
yeah.
Carry on.
They got a carry on where mine's a blow up with, and theirs didn't have the hole. You know,
You just need the comfortable. The head side needs to be comfortable, so you might need a bit of a.
Yeah, but this is you're doing it because you know sometimes when you sleep in the back, you wake up and your Gregory's all seized.
Yeah.
Well, this way I much prefer going forward. I like sticking my head
In holes.
forward in holes, not in backs.
Can I ask you this, Brian?
Yeah.
Yes, Brooks.
I was going to say, imagine 500 people on an A380 in turbulence and 500 of these donuts just flying up in the air.
I just can't wait for the bloke or girl who's on the window seat.
Yeah.
Can you get your little balloon out of my face?
Well, it's not that big. It's probably as big as a computer.
Yeah.
And it blows up like that. But
And
it's on
use
an
it
angle.
lean on
But
it.
it's on an angle.
Yeah.
You can imagine it's on a say a 45-degree angle.
We need
Hold
Fletch's,
it.
Fletch's inventions. We need a weekly segment.
I reckon if I could go to Shark Tank and bring it in front of them, they'd say, yes, I'll invest. You're still here? We'll see more on the Joel and Fletch socials and catch us live on SEN Radio. Because if you don't, you're an A grade. But if you do, you're the absolute Mickey.